What is up, everyone, and welcome. Today we are going to be watching Oldboy. This film won the movie reaction poll by a lot, and I'm excited. This is directed by Park Chan-wook, or
박찬욱.
yeah, This is actually my first time watching a film from them. Because I haven't really seen any of their films before. I do know of their names. I do know of their filmography to an extent, but I just never seen any of them, including Oldboy, and I've heard a lot of good things about this film. So, what do I know about this film? There's two things that I know. The first one being that there's a hallway scene that has been universally acclaimed by many. I've seen imitations of it, I've seen references or homages to it, but I've never actually seen the actual thing. So I'm keen to finally see what all of that is about. The second thing that I do know is that this is based on a manga. So this is a film adaptation of a manga, and there's another adaptation of this film, which I'm not gonna watch, but I'm kind of interested just to see like the differences. Not gonna do a reaction to it. It's the one who has Josh Brolin in it, but I'm not gonna be reacting to that. But I might check it out in the future just to see like the difference and why people think that it's a far more inferior adaptation. But regardless, that is pretty much all I know. I don't know anything else about the film. I don't know the genre. I don't know what the film is about. I don't know the story. I don't know the characters. All I know is that there's a boy and he's old. Make that as you will. But regardless of any of that, if you do enjoy the upcoming reaction and my review afterwards, hit the like, subscribe if you haven't already. Full uncut reactions are available in the Patreon. Links also in the description below if you want to support me there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoy. Whoa. Media res. He's holding a puppy, so there's a interesting revenge plot, perhaps. That was a nice cut. I love these frantic cuts already. Really adds in it's like we are in the headspace of this character.
우리 딸내미가 오늘 생일이거든요. 생일에 대해서 내 선물 산다 보여. 하늘 렌처 갖고 그럽다 이거.
아, 좀 조용 좀 하라고. 조용히 좀.
보내줘.
Yeah, I love these cuts. But yeah, Odesu immediately feels like a character who is just trying to be a better father.
여보세요? 아, 예, 재구 씨. 예. 죄송합니다. 좀 너무 많이 늦었지. 예. 재구 씨는 갑니다. 예. 아이, 죄송합니다.
He's gone.
재구야!
Some great camera work here already. Who's this? Whoa. Heavy emphasis in time. So did he get like kidnapped or something? Hence the reason why the title of the movie is called Oldboy. Boy being something that we associate boy with something that is far more younger, right? The contradiction, both in his name and great shot. 2 months. That was a great. This entire take has been great.
그때 그들이 15년이라고 말해줬다면
15 years. 15 years. We'll do a number at. Jeez. Some great Great shots here already. Like, I love this framing.
된 김자연 씨는 목에 깊은 자상을 입은 채 발견되었는데 현장에서 발견된 범인의 피는
What the fuck? He's losing it. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Incredible visual representation of his nightmare. Oh. The edits, the sound effects, the cuts. Is that his wife?
누구와 싸웠던 일, 누군가를 괴롭히고 상처 줬던 일들을 적기 시작했다.
Make a list of everyone who might have a grudge on you. One thing that the news didn't say is about his daughter, right? So his daughter's gonna be 15 years older.
하지만 누가 날 가뒀을까?
Oh. You know, as revenge stories goes, this is one of the easiest to like get behind with. Like, yeah, yeah, people have destroyed your life. You want to get revenge? You have my blessing. Go right ahead. Wow. Wow. Yeah. The outside world has changed so much. Kind of puts into perspective like how time flies really, really fast in the real world, whereas with him, feels like he's still stuck in a bubble that has not changed. Oh. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I love how the fake window there is flickering on and off. Oh?
지금 당신은 초원위에 누워 있습니다.
This is real. For a second I thought he was just dreaming, like actually dreaming. Interesting. Interesting.
사람이다.
Beginning of the film. All right. Gotta check if it's real or not.
내가요. 아무리 짐승만도 못한 놈이어도요. 살 권리 있는 거 아닌가?
This dude just wanted to commit suicide. It's not funny, but the circumstances is kind of comedic. Here we go, back to the beginning of the film. Alright, cool, cool. They're playing the same song as well. Oh, great shot. At least put the puppy down. Like, come on. I love these cuts, man. I love these cuts.
그럼요. 이제부터 내 얘기를 해보게.
Yeah, he's gonna walk away. I wasn't expecting this film to be this funny, though, not gonna lie. Intentionally comedic or not, but it's hilarious.
여자 사람이다.
You better calm down, dude. Calm down. What the fuck? The dog too? Okay, this film is there's some black comedy in here. A little bit. Yeah, he is a fugitive. Right, because a lot of people would think that he is the one who murdered his wife and such, right? That and the fact that nobody has seen him again. Oh, this film is very stylish. I love it.
처음 듣는다.
TV doesn't teach you curse words. Yeah, there's a lot of new words and idioms and slang that you need to. Yeah.
과연 실전에 쓸모가 있을까?
That's the real question, isn't it? Holy shit. It is. I love it. I love it. And I love the use of his internal monologues here. Like his internal thoughts. It's really, really well done. Who the fuck?
나 하나도 몰라.
Wow. Interesting. Like somebody from whoever it was that kind of like, yeah, we're giving you all of this good thing. Don't ask questions.
살아있는 게 먹고 싶다고 했다.
네.
I'm sorry, dude. This film is funny. It's funny, but also like you can.
싫다. 한국 최연소 여자 일식 요리사.
아, 그거요?
That's not his daughter, isn't it?
누구냐 너? 옷은 마음에 들어요.
I love this plot. I love this. The mystery is too enticing.
일종의 학자죠. 전공은 당신이고.
Ooh.
뭐 내가 중요하진 않아요. 왜가 중요하지.
The important thing is why. Why indeed. Okay, that's... We don't know who it is. It's definitely a real person. Okay. Great score. I think as I was saying before, like, a part of it is funny, but at the same time, like, there's also a sense of, like, sadness to it.
그래서 인플루엔자 바이러스 면역이 없는 거다.
말투가 원래 그래요?
Do you usually talk that way? I wonder if that has something to do with like the exact wording that he uses. Like the way people talk 15, 20 years ago is different from the way we talk now, right? Like the general lingo has changed. Whoa! Now I really hope that's not his daughter.
죽을 죄를 지었다.
Fuck, it is, isn't it? It would be the perfect plot twist, though.
아저씨 내 이름도 모르잖아요. 나 미도예요.
Okay. No reaction from him, so maybe it's not his daughter. But then again, you can change your name, so...
그 개미요. 아직도 나가요?
His nightmare.
그래서 진짜 이런 사람들은 개미 생각 자꾸 하게 되나 봐. 물론 난 한 번도 느껴본 적 없지만.
Interesting transition. Oh. Pure loneliness. Okay, that's nightmare fuel. Okay. Beautiful soundtrack as well. Love the different color in her clothing. She's blue right now, obviously symbolizing her loneliness. Great cut. But now she's in red. Far more, vibrant. And she stands out amidst everything else.
아빠가 제 엄마 죽인 것도 모르고 많이 까먹었더라.
Okay.
대수계 정말 아직도 안 잡혔어요?
스톡홀름의 에바.
Okay. These shots, man. Stylish. Oh, these cuts are mwah. And this shot as well. The use of color?
맞아요?
아직 쉽지도 않았다.
Interesting. So that's from like the same place, right?
10군데건 100군데건 상관없다.
Yeah, he's gonna keep eating it.
15년 먹은 맛을 잊을 수는 없으니까.
Yeah. He's trying to find like the one that is actually making his food in prison. This is cool. I love how the camera is spinning.
아저씨도 아이디 하나 만들어 줄까요?
Okay. Going back to what I was saying before, I feel like the movie's kind of like re-subverting my expectations in regards to the daughter. I might be overthinking it though, but her reaction to getting that info about his actual daughter is there's something about it.
누구야?
Who the fuck?
어디 가요?
To find a dude. Objective acquired.
어디 가는?
Weapon acquired.
자주색 푸른 용이라니 도대체 무슨 뜻일까?
Oh. Beautiful. Interesting shot here. An uphill battle. Oh, why'd he do that? This is the same place, isn't it? Because there's a dude who's like waiting in the hallway in the place where he was in prison. Fascinating, we're here already. At least in terms of like plot progression.
우리 7.5층 4번 말이야. 보안이 생명이거든.
7.5 floor. Ah, that's why. Okay. Oh, excellent choice of music here. It's a classic. It's a classic. Oh! Oh, that's why. Oh!
말할래.
The choice of music is excellent for this scene. Oh, oh my god, this is it. This is it, isn't it? Oh. Oh, let's go. Oh, I love how the camera moves along with him. Come on, Odesu, get up. Yeah. With a knife behind his back. Oh wow, the positioning has changed completely, right? Odesu was in the left going to the right, now he's in the right. Now it's them trying to get into him. Beautifully done, beautifully done. The fact that it's all in a single take as well, at least I think it is, because I don't see any like clever maskings of like different takes into one. That was great. Oh shit. Oh shit, we don't even get to see it. Man, Odesu might be him. You know what I mean? Oh, that was sweet. That was excellent.
난 이제 괴물이 돼버렸다.
I mean, we still don't know who.
아저씨, 아유 괜찮으세요?
저 응암동 세원 아파트 8동이요. 자 부탁합니다. 잘 가라 오대수.
Oh. Yeah, I was about to comment. I didn't want to make immediate assumptions, but like almost every encounter that he has, not a coincidence at all. Except for maybe the guy who wanted to commit suicide in the beginning. Like whoever that person is knows where she lives. Oh.
그만 자라. 내일쯤엔 주한이 PC방에 가봐야지.
What the fuck? Someone who is a major in Odesu. Someone who knows exactly what he does, what he will do.
이 정도로 날 증오할 만한 사람 알아?
And this person would be in danger as well if whoever's photographing him knows that he's gonna be here. Who the fuck? Where the fuck?
새가 그물 치는 자의 손에서 벗어나는 것 같이.
Is that Mido? Oh.
힘내세요. 성공만 하면 미도 말고 내가 죽어줄 테니까. 당신이 죽을 때까지 당신이 사랑하는 모든 여자를 죽일 거거든요.
Why?
이 여자 잘못 지키기로 유명한 남자잖아요.
15년 동안나 궁금했던 건데 그래도 괜찮아요?
The fact that I want to know why as well.
나 심장이 약해서 모터 달고 살거든요. 닥터 홉킨스. 그 모터 리모컨으로도 끌 수 있게 해주세요.
Yeah.
복수를 하느냐, 이유를 알아내느냐.
This is so interesting, but at the same time, like, what the Why? What do you want from me?
쟤 너무 오래 묶어놓은 거 아니에요? 문도 열어놓고 온 거 같던데?
내가 죽게 생겼다.
Who the fuck is this?
여기 치과 잘하더라요.
Oh. Unrecognizable. They are dirty for playing this music again. Daisu's insane. I love it. Distracting everybody with the laugh. That's brilliant.
가자.
네 손목 잘라야겠어. 미도 유방 만졌잖아 이 새끼가.
감기가 싹 가시는 거야.
Oh, his tongue. Man, this film is really well edited. Really well edited. So not only did they...
짐 싸들고 나와서 렌트카 타고 떠났습니다.
Yeah.
이거 끝나는 대로 출발하죠.
오늘은 이만 주무시죠.
미도는 진짜로 오대수를 사랑하게 된 걸까요?
어떻게 참았어요? 15년이나.
다 방법이 있다.
아저씨 좀.
Now I really don't want her to be his daughter. Huh? For a second, I thought that those two are just gonna be sitting there. Huh? What?
에버그린 수목원, 에버그린 올드보이스.
She said the thing. She said the thing. Lovely transition.
혹시 20회 이우진이라고 하냐?
Lee Woo-jin.
아니 근데 왜 죽어서 사진이 없구나. 어떤 애였니?
그 완전히 걸레였다, 얘 걸레. 그 수박 고기 그러니까네. 잠깐만. 백군이도
우리 누나는요 걸레가 아니었어요.
Ah, that's why. At first I thought they were lovers, but alright. But the question still remains, what did Daesu ever did to you?
필요 없어. 저건 친구잖아.
The fake hand.
이 나쁜 놈의 새끼들.
This entire shot is...
근데 여기 왜 오자고 한 거예요?
7월 5일이 지나도 내가 돌아오지 않으면 쟤 그냥 내보내줘.
Oh,
동안에 누군가 날 찾아왔던 기억이 나 어렴풋이.
yes. But there was a woman, right? Who rang the bell? But at least this way, she's far from danger.
남자가 하나 있긴 있었다 이겐데.
Nah. If it was Daesu, then he would have known already. So that's kind of out of the picture. Like if he was the one who was like dating her. Which can be the reason why her brother hated him, but nah.
대수야 있지. 중심도 주아이한테 들었다 하는데 네가 제일 잘 알기라 한다 야가.
우물쭈물하다가는
Maybe it is him? And he forgot? The bro is so extra just for trying to smoke a cigarette. The framing of this shot is excellent, by the way. Love it. From the position of the characters to the two trees. That shot. This shot. Incredible. Was that supposed to be? Is he going to notice him? Yeah. Yeah.
7월 5일은 무슨 날이죠?
그날
She dies.
이수아가 죽었어.
Yeah.
하나님, 다음엔 꼭 젊은 남자 만나게 해주세요.
Wow. That was interesting, the way the camera kind of focuses on the toothbrushes. He's not gonna whip out a tooth.
당신이 그날 일을 기억 못하는 진짜 이유가 뭔 줄 알아?
Do tell.
그냥 잊어버린 거야. 나는 그 소문에 점점 빠져들기 시작하더니 결국 그걸 믿어버리더라고. 이유진의 자지가 아니라 오대수의 혓바닥이.
I wonder if that's gonna come into play later, as in, I don't know if there's going to be a twist in regards to whether or not the things that Daesu knows is also something that he just believed in that never really happened. You know?
자, 최면호 암시라고 들어봤어요? 최면 상태에서 암시를 걸어놓고.
There's the wings.
당신 둘 다한테 암시를 걸었다니까? 말 한마디에 임신하고 말 한마디에 사랑에 빠지고.
I fucked my sister. Well, guess what? You fucked your daughter.
사랑에 빠지라. 는 암시는 쉬운 일이 아니에요.
Oh, you sick fuck.
당신이 받은 첫 번째 암시는 물론 감금방에서 나오자마자 지중해부터 한다. 옷은 마음에 들어요?
Holy shit. Yeah, the minute he was talking about like thinking things that you think is true but never, oh, you sick fuck. Or there are things that we are going to talk about in the review afterwards. No, he's not. This is how he's gonna get the reveal? Oh, man. Well. Oh. Wow, I can't hear him. Jesus.
그때처럼 보라색인데.
안 돼! 미도야, 안 돼! 절대 열지 마! 절대 열지 마!
Oh.
우진아! 우리 동창이잖아! 어? 푸르른 소나무에 전기를.
This is painful to watch. Like, this is him at his absolute lowest.
나 개새끼야!
I was not expecting him to go that far. Bro's holding his laughter. It's kind of contagious, man. It's... man. Dude. Nobody's telling you what... No, I couldn't say anything.
상자
Close it. Leave
다
it.
두세요.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. No. Huh. You sick fuck. Homa.
누나하고 난 다 알면서도 사랑했어요.
Oh, this man is a fucking freak. He's a sicko.
너희도 그럴 수 있을까?
This fucking sicko. I was kind of thinking that he lied about, you know, the heart thing, about the motor thing. But the fact that it turned on this? Please tell me he dies. Please tell me he dies. Please tell me he dies. Oh. Masterful.
이 마지막 한 줄에 마음이 움직였어요.
It's not even his words. Oh, that's the woman in the beginning. Yeah. The one who actually gave him the. Okay. The shot though.
당신은 두 사람으로 나뉩니다. 비밀을 모르는 당신의 이름은 오대수. 비밀을 아는 당신은 몬스터예요. 한 걸음에 1년씩 늙어가는 거예요.
I'm just in awe. This was such an incredible film. Now, the question still remains, did she open the box
사랑해요.
willingly? Wow. 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 And wow. Let's talk about the ending immediately, because there are some things that I do want to talk about and I do want to express further, right? Because there is a bit of ambiguity in the ending, if I would personally say, because from the point where apparently Oresu is meeting his hypnotist, the one who kind of hypnotized him in the very beginning, right? Obviously in the film we see that he wanted to, forget about the fact that Mido is his daughter, therefore creating this alternate persona, which is the one who fought Li Wujin, and then after that point all memory gets wiped out, and then he can have a happy, relationship with his daughter that he no longer knows to be his daughter, right? But it's from the point where he wakes up and you see the two chairs, but then you don't see the footprints of the hypnotist. You only see the footprints of like him, but you don't see anyone else, right? Therefore, and hence why Mido was asking like, who are you with? Who are you talking to? Like what's going on here? So immediately at that point, especially after that, right? Especially after that, as he is hugging Mido, the expression on his face, because as Mido confesses to him, right, I love you, he was smiling, he was happy, and then he starts to break down, right? His expression changes. So that immediately tells me he knows something. If he doesn't know anything, then he would have been happy, right? I'm finally with the one that I love. But because of the fact that he has expressed something differently here, an emotion that is not an emotion of happiness, therein lies the ambiguity. One, was the hypnotist even really there? And he was just fooling himself into thinking that she was there, and the fact that he actually got her memory wiped, or that really did happen, and the change in expression is merely to convey that he cannot express his love back, right? The fact that because he cut his tongue out, he can't say it back, and therefore he expresses his regret of like unable to reconvey his feelings towards her again, right? And there's many other ways that you can interpret this entire scene, but it's one of the reasons why I enjoy and I love this, because of the ambiguity at play plays so much with the themes of the entire film, which is you don't know what is the truth and you don't know what is a lie, right? They have been played around with throughout this entire film, and we as an audience have also been played around with, because we have only been following his footsteps. We are only seeing the world from his eyes. We don't know much. Of course, we can kind of dissect and pinpoint here and there, like something's wrong here, something's afoot here. But from his perspective, things seems to be in order because he is hypnotized. He is forced to believe that what is happening is of his own free will, and that is not exactly what is happening, right? But yeah, let's talk about this relationship though, because man, and it's not just this relationship, but it's also Lee Woo-jin and Lee Soo-a's relationship as well. Because oh man, there's where do we start with this? Like where do we begin discussing about their relationship? I think the only word that best describes their both of these relationships would be tragic. What I am witnessing here is a tragedy in both their fates and both who they are as characters. Because now comes the debate on whether or not is it really tragic, especially for our main character, when at the end of the day they both get to be happy. I think there might be some arguments to that, but ultimately it all boils down to it's a tragedy, especially for Odesu, because that's his daughter, right? And the complete sick and just diabolical schemes of Lee Woo-jin just orchestrating all of this into what has occurred. And that is like, he's such a great villain. He is such a great villain because even though he dies, he succeeded in what he wanted to do, and that is to exact the same, for lack of a better term, a curse, the same curse to our main protagonist of, yeah, this is how it feels like. This is the pain that you cause me. So how does that make you feel? To the point where our main character is willing to forget that that she is his daughter. Like, that is insanity. And I was just looking through like the Wikipedia page for Oldboy, and I'm just like looking at like the commentary or like the director's like choices and all, and I find it so fascinating that the reason why he's called Odesu is because it is similar in name, or it is a reference to Oedipus. I should have seen that. I should have clocked that in. But see, the thing is, like Oedipus kind of fucked his mom, not his daughters. It's kind of the other way around here. But I love that. I love that little detail. I also like how the film uses the fact that our main character is hypnotized to kind of tackle a bit into the themes of free will or lack thereof in this film, because the reveal that, oh yeah, a lot of the things that you were, thinking about, yeah, we hypnotize you so that you think that you have free will, but no, you don't. You're actually doing that because we told you to do so, especially in the very beginning, and then everything just kind of falls into place into where we are right now. It adds this level of not mystery, but it adds this level of questioning from the audience in whether or not what is happening is because of our character's actions, or if our character's actions is being driven by the environment. There's a clear distinction between the two, because one revolves around a passive character and the other revolves around an active character. The passive character is the character who is not in control of the story. The story is in control of the story, and the characters is just being taken along the ride. Whereas an active character is someone who is actively trying to disrupt the story. He is a character who is actively trying to change the story into his own trajectory, if you will. And I feel like for the longest time in the film, and I think this is like the brilliance of the film's subversion of expectations, is that for the longest time in the film, it seems like Odesu is in control of the story. It seems like he is the one who is actively changing the story, if you will, because he is the one who's trying to pursue whoever it is that captured him, the one who enact this terrible crime against him, right? The one who imprisoned him and everything. He's the one who's trying to find all of that clue, all of the mystery, trying to solve the case, right? He's driving the story forward, but in reality, no, he's not. Lee Woo-jin has been the one in control of the story, all of it even, right? And it's like pretty clear, like when Odesu thinks that he can have an ally in Mr. Park after Mr. Park's hands got chopped off, but in reality, no, Mr. Park is still working for Lee Woo-jin, right? And it's like you think you're one step ahead of me? No, I am 2 steps ahead of you, which kind of makes you realize that almost throughout this entire film, even at the very end, he never escaped. Odesu, since the very beginning of the film, has never been in control of his own life. It's always been in the control of others. He thinks that he is, but he's not. Hence why I say, why stop at 15 years, right? Just because he got out of prison doesn't mean that he is immediately free from all of it. No, the fact that he was still in a state where he is hypnotized and after he got out of the prison, right, up until the very end, just kind of proves the point, right? He just never escaped. Now, discussing about like the direction and the cinematography of the film itself, man, this film is beautiful. There's so many excellent shots. There's so many incredible moments. There's a lot of times where I was like blown away by not just from the editing, but also like the shots that they were using. And speaking of editing, I just love the way they cut back and forth between the scenes in this film. Like, there's a kinetic energy to it. It's like snappy, it keeps it moving forward, but it's also like the way it blends in well and transitions, not just from the visuals, but also like the music, the sound design and everything. Like, it just keeps it going. There's this harmony to it. The hallway fight scene, the one that I've been kind of looking forward to, like, how is it gonna be in the film? That was incredible. I love it. And I also love, as I said during the reaction, I love how we go from Odesu starting from the left side, and then he moves to the right, and then we end with him in the right, and now everything is like reverse. Now the guards, the lackeys, now they're the ones on the left trying to go to the right because Odesu is right there, and now they're having difficulty trying to get through him. Like, I just love that bit of visual storytelling, and it's just beautifully done. And talking a bit again about Lee Woo-jin, I must say, upon reflection and upon looking back at like the history into him becoming who he is today in this movie, a part of me is sorry for him. Yes, you can say that he has done a lot of terrible things, a lot of terrible things, downright evil and diabolical, especially to our main character, right? But you also gotta take a step back and realize that all of this comes from the fact that our main character spread lies with an asterisk in regards to his relationship with his sister. Yes, did some questionable things, some very incestuous things, yes, and we're not going to glaze over that. But the point being is that the rumor that they both actually did it, and to the point where she got pregnant, which is not the case at all, that actually didn't happen, right? But it was the fact that all of that rumor spread so much that she actually started to believe it, to the point that it drove her insane and committed suicide. A suicide that he, in a way, took part of because he was right there. He was there holding her. He was there begging her to not do it. And yet, at the end of the day, she falls. That level of pain, that level of guilt that he probably felt that day, especially towards our main character for what he has done, understandable. I will say, understandable. Doesn't mean that I forgive him because obvious reasons, but it's the point of when you understand and when you realize why certain characters, in this case, why the antagonist acts the way he does, and you understand his motive, you understand his reasonings, and you still disagree with him. I think that is like one of the core tenets of what makes an excellent villain, in my opinion. Like, there's multiple ways for you to write villains. Obviously, there's like evil, like there's no redemption to them, and you can make a character that is well written like that. But you can also make, and I feel like a lot of writers nowadays are trying to do this, which is to make the sympathetic villain. You know, the villain that, oh, we have a tragic backstory and the audience will feel sorry for the villain, right? But many a times, those either fail or those don't really deserve it. Those don't really evoke any real sympathy for me. In fact, a lot of it boils down to, or a lot of it felt like it was rather forced upon you. You know, like how many times now have we seen a villain that has done terrible things and then it gets revealed that, oh, they have a tragic backstory, and instead of feeling sympathy for them, you feel, you're trying to make me feel something for you, but I'm not feeling it because I know you're trying to, you know? And I feel like this movie, I don't know why, but I feel like this movie isn't trying to make me sympathize with him, but it's making me understand why. And it's also his main core, it's one of the main core aspects of this film, right? It is the main question. Why does he want to do this? Why does he want to enact complete suffering towards our main character? Why? Well, we got the why, and I get it now, you know. And I just find that to be fascinating, interesting, and incredibly well written. Now, I don't know how it is in the manga, because again, I do know that this is a adaptation of a manga, so I don't know how many changes, how many, differences between the manga and this film. In fact, I might actually check out the manga sometime in the future. Who knows? But regardless, Lee Woo-jin's character I find to be one of the most fascinating characters in this entire film. Like, I wasn't really sure how to feel about him when we first met him, because there was this sense of mystery to him, but it's mystery that is so much unknown that I cannot judge him at all, because I was like, I don't know who you are. I have no read upon you. Like I can't understand you yet, right? Until we do. We learn about him. Then it clicks. And ironically, I don't know if people will feel the same way about this as me, but ironically, I find a lot more fascination towards Lee Woo-jin than Odesu. For some reason, like, Odesu I think is a great character, but I just find that Lee Woo-jin's like character, again, like me after finishing this film right now and just looking back at like the film as a whole, I just find that Lee Woo-jin to be a far more interesting character to study upon than Odesu. I think when it comes to Odesu, you can kind of see him somewhat as a deconstruction of the action hero, because if this was like any other action films about revenge, the main character would almost always be the righteous one. They would almost be the one that you will cheer on, that you will say, hell yeah, let's go, you did nothing wrong, they wronged you, let's go king, kill all of them. But not here. Not here. Obviously, from the beginning, we are on his side, right? Because we have no idea what just happened. He just got kidnapped, and we want him to figure out what is happening. But it's that why. Why is this happening, right? There must be a reason, and that reason is the thing that is kind of holding him back from being a righteous one. Because what if the villain has a point, right? Case in point, which is what the film finally revealed at the very end. Now, I will say, out of all of the characters, or at least all of the major characters in this film, Mido felt like my least favorite. And it's not because she was bad or anything in the film. No, she was excellent in the film, but it's just that the two main characters, the protagonist and the antagonist, they have a far more unique dynamic to them, and therefore I was more engaged with them. And two, I do feel like Mido she wasn't much of a character in my opinion, and more so I don't want to call her a plot device, but she's more so a plot device to further engage Odisu's like main drive. He now has somebody to protect, but it's also used to give that plot twist at the very end as well. So yeah, as much as I think that Mido had excellent presence in the film, in some of the scenes that she was in, I don't think she was that in depth, especially if if you look at Li Woo-jin's character, for example, which was, again, like I mentioned, like stellar writing, but Mido felt like she was all right. You know what I mean? Again, like not to say that she was a bad character, but it's more so that I felt like the character writing for her was not to the degree of the two main leads of this film. But I've been talking about like the characters themselves as how they are written, but I haven't talked about like the actors who gave life to these characters, because my god, the performances in this film are fantastic. They are incredible. All of the actors who perform in this film are fantastic. They're great. There's this sense of, some of it has this sense of over dramatization to it, and I love it. Like there is like this just above normal, but not to the point of ridiculousness. Sometimes an actor will go way over the top and that becomes too fake, if you will. But here it's like it's in the right tone. It fits the tone of the film and it fits the tone of the scenes, and it just makes everything just play out nicely, especially in the beginning. Like I said, like there's a lot of these comedic moments, if you will. But yeah, all of that is due to like how the actors kind of just play back and forth between each other, and I love it. Another theme that the film kind of tackles on is the idea of every action has consequences. Obviously, there's the bigger story of that at play here in regards to like the backstory between our main antagonist and our main protagonist. But even something like here, for example, where obviously Odisu went into Mr. Park and kind of took his tooth out, and now he's paying it back. and I do find that to be like, you see it happen in this film, right? And it just builds upon it more and more and more. It is a story about revenge. It makes sense why there's a lot of vengeance going on in this film, not just from our main character, but also from all of the other side characters as well, for him and for other people. And it also tackles about what do you do after you get your revenge, right? This is something that many stories that are about revenge seldom do. To me, I feel like this is something that happens a lot in modern writing, which is, of course, at the very end of their revenge quest, the characters will either do a 180, or the characters will then question like, what do I do now? Because sometimes revenge stories, they will go two ways. They get their revenge and it'll be a satisfactory ending for us, the audience, like, hell yeah, they finally got it. Or it's gonna be something along the lines of, maybe I should spare you. Maybe I don't want to enact this revenge. Maybe it's pointless either way. And I find the way Oldboy kind of tackles that sort of situation, where even from our main villain, right? Because this is like both of these characters, right? Our main character, Odesu, obviously wants revenge on what Li Woo-jin did to him. And Li Woo-jin did that because he wanted revenge from Odesu. So it's this like perpetual cycle of like vengeance, revenge, and all over again. And I really do enjoy that by the end of this film, it doesn't end well for both of these characters, no matter how you see it, right? their vengeance will only lead to their own personal suffering, whether it is death for Liu Jin or the acknowledgement of what you have done and what you are about to commit. When it comes to Oresu, again, ambiguous ending, but you can interpret it in many ways, right? Especially if he does know and he does remember it, and all of that hypnotic thing never happened at the very end, and he's just like accepting the fact that, yeah, I'm in love with my daughter, but I'm just going to, ignore it, blissful ignorance and such. That's still like suffering, right? That's still mentally absorbing you, and you will never achieve that happiness, especially for the both of them. And I feel like that's like one of the reasons why Mito as a character didn't really get much characterization. It's simply because that she almost has nothing to do with the story, right? This isn't about her, it's about the two characters, right? It's about Odesu and Li Wujin. Mito is the unfortunate victim that kind of got caught in the crossfire between these two, right? And it just makes the ending all the more crazy and kind of fucked up if you think about it, because if she doesn't know about all of this, she's the only one who is happy, but her happiness is built on an absolute fucking lie. All in all, excellence in like delivering the themes of this film and such. I'm sure there's a lot of video essays and a lot of theories and such for this film. I can already feel it. And I feel like personally I can dive deeper further into it, but I'm not gonna spend more hours into into this review and discussion, because that's gonna take a longer time. I feel like I would need to rewatch the film again, and I would feel like I would need more time and more research to discuss all of that, but that's merely my initial thoughts right now. Also, I don't know if it's just me or if it's like the version that I'm watching. Like, I don't know if it's like different for everybody else, but I love how grainy this film is. Again, like, I don't know if this is just like my copy that is grainy and it shouldn't be grainy or not, but I love it. I feel like the graininess of this film just kind of adds more to the ambiguity of it all. Like, our main character is being consumed by the noise of the world of reality, and everything is starting to blur, and his mind beginning to wander off and become just fully static noise and such. Like, it's I don't know, that's just how I feel, because I do feel like that's kind of deliberate though on the directors or the editors like part to convey a certain meaning. It might just be the camera that they used, or like the time in which this was created. I don't know, but I want to assume and I want to think that they kind of deliberately made it grainy just because of what I just said, because I think that would be a lot more cooler, because like there's reason behind all of it. And yeah, this review is kind of all over the place in terms of like the topics and like when I'm discussing those topics. But going back to the characters itself, because I feel like I haven't talked that much about Odesu. As I mentioned before, I do feel a sense of tragedy in him and Li Wujin, and with the Oedipus inspiration in his name, I would kind of describe this as kind of like a modern Greek tragedy. The thing that I love about him is that the fact that we are seeing what a person will act after what has happened to him, right? 15 years in solitary prison with no means of communication to the outside world, seeing his wife getting killed in the news and everything else that happens to him. It changes a person, and it changes him deeply and greatly. But I think the thing that kind of, in my opinion, is the most human out of all of this, especially after he got out, is his desire and his seek of affection and love. And that is where Mito comes in. Yes, you can say that the both of them meeting is no chance encounter at all, because it's kind of orchestrated by, by Li Wujin, by him hypnotizing the both of them into coming into contact with each other. But it's also the fact that, as I mentioned, Odesu is a man who has lost everything. He is a man who basically got his world taken away from him, right? His emotions, his feelings, especially his love. And so obviously he is seeking that out of desperation. I do find a scene where he attempts to make love to Mito in the very beginning of the film as she was just sitting in the toilet. It was very unsettling and uncomfortable. But at the same time, it's like, as much as I hate it, I can understand where Odysseus is coming from. As I mentioned before, he was just kind of seeking it, and he was instinctively just kind of, blanked out and just let his primal rage and his, like, in a way, inner demons kind of took over him. His inner and most truthful, I guess, for lack of a better term, his actual real self just come out, and the monster, if you will. That's the fact that the film kind of gives me like the idea that there's two versions of him. I'm just gonna call him the monster in this sense. The monster in him kind of took control and tries to make love to Mito, and obviously Mito kind of refuses. Like what the fuck? I just saved you. But that's the thing, though, because the fact that Mito saved him, the fact that Mito showed affection to him, something that he has not felt in 15 years, there's psychological damage to that, like a lot of psychological damage. And it is this experience, this hardship that they both kind of endured along the way of this film that ultimately made them bond and grow together, right, to the point of them being romantically in love with each other. And I do think it is a combination of, like, they're high on the fact that they were in mortal danger and then they escape it. For Mito, of course, she was kind of being surrounded by all of these people, like almost being sexually assaulted. And luckily she wasn't raped during that scene. At least there wasn't any signs of it. It's just that she was just, groped and such, which still kind of, gross and such. And for Odysseus, it's the fact that, hey, he didn't lose a teeth. Like he was about to get tortured, right? Severely so, right? You would imagine that the most painful thing is going to be given towards him, but no, both of them managed to get away from all of that. And it's the holy shit, we survive all of that, and it's that both stress inducing and also this high relief, and it's all of that just kind of blends and boils down to the point that they need to relieve all of that, and hence we got the scene of them just finally having sex. And yeah, I do think that it makes a lot of sense, and it's like evil. It's evil on Lee Woo-jin's part, because he orchestrated all of this. Like, he knows, again, like he is psychologically just, he learns about him, he understands our main character to a T, which is why he was like kind of surprised a bit, like he was a bit surprised when he learned that, wait, they're having sex right now? They're in love right now? Really? That soon? Okay, I wasn't expecting it to be this early, but the fact that he was already expecting it nonetheless. Yeah, the characters in this movie are great. And I think for a lot of people, this film challenges the audience into thinking and debating what is morally right, especially towards the very end. And I do love the fact that the ending is ambiguous. This was an excellent film. I love it. It's twisted. It's funny at times. I haven't even talked about this. Some of the comedic timing in this film, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but either way, I had a lot of fun because some of it is rather hilarious, especially towards the very beginning of the film. Like, there is that almost that dark comedy to it. Especially thinking back at, like, when he stole the glasses, and then the man who he saved his life then just falls, continuing his suicide. and still with the dog though, it's it's so. A lot of the scenes here are so fucked up, but I just cannot help but laugh because some of it is just genuinely funny. Maybe it's just me. Maybe my sense of humor is broken. I don't know, but either way, parts of it is entertaining. Parts of it is also like really, really fucked up, and I think that the two dichotomy here just kind of blends everything well into making this one of the most surreal experiences that I've had in a long while. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching my reaction, my review of Oldboy. This has been, as I said, an excellent film. It's incredible. It's one of the best I've seen. And yeah, I can immediately understand why it becomes a classic, why a lot of people love it, why it's critically acclaimed, and I cannot wait to see more of Park Chan-wook's filmography. Like now I have an idea of what his films may be, and I am excited to see more of it. I don't know if I'm shooting myself in the foot by watching maybe his best film. I don't know, because opinions and stuff, right? But this is like the one that is like a lot of people know the most, so obviously this is like the most popular out of the bunch. But yeah, we shall see. Early access, full uncut reactions, and more in the Patreon, along with exclusive reactions to many things. So if you do enjoy this, you want to see the full uncut reaction, if you want to support the channel, then head on over to the Patreon. Links are in the description below. If you do enjoy the video, hit the like, subscribe if you have not already, and leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like, I am curious to know like your thoughts, your opinions, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody. Have a nice day. Peace.